Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's part.
Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah, no.
The boxing world is in shock as a leaked video allegedly shows Floyd Mayweather getting knocked down during a sparring session while training for his upcoming fight against Mike Tyson. The footage was reportedly leaked by none other than Roy Jones Jr., the same Roy who's been feuding with Floyd for months after being rejected for a fight and watching Mayweather choose Tyson instead. Following their recent backstage altercation, Roy seems to have escalated things by exposing what Floyd despises most, any sign of weakness. The leaked clip appears to show Mayweather in a private Las Vegas gym, sparring with a much larger opponent, possibly around cruiserweight size. It begins with Floyd displaying his signature slick movement, sharp counters, and flawless shoulder roll, until suddenly, the bigger fighter lands a clean overhand shot that sends shockwaves through the boxing community.
And lastly for me, champ, in the world of comparisons that we live in right now, if you can, compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence "Bud" Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd's legs wobble as he stumbles backward and goes down, leaving the gym in stunned silence. Trainers rush in immediately, and while Floyd gets up quickly, the damage is already done. That short clip is now spreading like wildfire across X, Instagram, and TikTok, sending fans into a frenzy. Seeing Floyd Mayweather, the undefeated legend, TB, the best ever, getting dropped in sparring is something no one expected. And the fact that it was leaked by his biggest rival at the moment, Roy Jones Jr., has turned the situation into an all-out war.
Everyone is going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah, we ain't going up that much.
Now people are asking why Floyd was even sparring with bigger opponents to begin with, and the answer lies in his upcoming exhibition match against Mike Tyson. Tyson is a literal heavyweight, a powerhouse who's spent his career fighting at around 220 pounds, while Floyd has always dominated the welterweight division, weighing roughly 150 pounds. To prepare for that massive size and power difference, Floyd has reportedly been training with much larger sparring partners, trying to simulate the kind of pressure and strength he'll face when stepping into the ring with Iron Mike.
But I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, bro. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting.
Yeah.
I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
Boy, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, I'll be this, that. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
To prepare for Tyson's raw power and relentless pressure, Floyd began sparring with bigger fighters, cruiserweights and small heavyweights, to replicate the kind of challenge he'll face in the ring. He's been saying that this fight isn't just a test of skill, but a statement that true greatness comes from strategy and intelligence. For Floyd, it's about proving that when your fight IQ is on another level, size doesn't matter.
Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather is happening. What the f is going on? This is where boxing is in 2025. And listen, I'm not going to complain because I understand the layout of things. We already had Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. We have Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis. This feels like the Temu version of it. And that sounds crazy because we have two of the greatest of all time about to participate in this, but both of them are about 30 years past their sell-by date in an exhibition bout in which their weights will be 60 to 70 to 80 pounds different. If you got on board with Jake and Mike, it was because at least they were going to weigh the same. I don't even know what to think. Someone on Twitter said it perfectly. Either everybody in the world is going to want to watch this or 10,000 people will watch it. Probably both men want a shit ton of money and they're being promised a shit ton of money, but it's happening.
But that strategy seems to have backfired because those sparring sessions were no joke. Floyd wasn't just dancing around. He was truly testing himself against bigger, stronger opponents, and somewhere in that process, he got caught. That's when someone in the gym recorded the moment, and according to reports, the footage somehow ended up in Roy Jones Jr.'s hands. Here's where things get messy. Remember that backstage brawl between Floyd and Roy at the recent event? Well, insiders say Roy was furious afterward. He felt disrespected, not only because Floyd refused to fight him, but because Floyd mocked him online, posting old clips of Roy getting knocked out. So, when this sparring footage began quietly circulating among boxing insiders, Roy reportedly jumped at the chance to use it. Sources claim he got the clip through one of Floyd's former training partners, someone allegedly frustrated with Mayweather's ego and his lack of respect toward other fighters.
This is the situation, guys. No one has ever been a 4-division champion in boxing. Not a real one. Oh, Pacquiao won 8 and Oscar De La Hoya won 11 and this one won 15. No, I'm talking about Ring Magazine champ or lineal champ. You are the champion of that division. Forever, the record was 3 by Henry Armstrong. Manny Pacquiao was the first dude to really win 4. Floyd gets credit for 4 for beating Canelo, but that wasn't at the junior middleweight limit. I don't count that. I don't count that. Terence Crawford just joined Manny Pacquiao as the only legit 4-division champion in the history of boxing. And he did it by jumping middle. He came lightweight, junior welter, then he won a belt at junior middle, not the whole championship, and then skipped middle to fight Canelo Alvarez for the Undisputed, for the Ring Magazine super middleweight championship of the world, and left no doubts, including with Canelo, who was all class after the fight but knew what had just happened.
Bob Arum once said it's fine when fighters become their own boss until someone else does it, then suddenly it's bad for the sport. That same mindset seems to reflect the tension between Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Tank Davis. Floyd's former associates have described their relationship as extremely toxic, full of ups and downs, power struggles, and ego clashes. Floyd himself admitted he's seen how unhealthy it's become, even hinting at it through his tweets that Tank later retweeted in agreement. For years, Floyd built his image on being untouchable, the man who never gets hit, never gets dropped, never loses. He mocked other fighters, including Roy Jones Jr., for their defeats, using their losses to elevate his own legend. But now, the tables have turned. With the leaked footage showing Floyd on the canvas, Roy saw his opportunity to hit back, and this time, he didn't hold anything back.
And I'm gonna get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be a way where you put Crawford over Mayweather.
Is it the Undisputed?
Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And and honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. So imagine going up to it. I mean, that's crazy. But I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather's the greatest of all time. But I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. You know what I mean? So you have to give credit to that too. That's a big risk. That would be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now. Heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. I'm not thinking of that right now. But that's kind of like how that'd be. You know what I mean? So you have to, bro. That's a lot of he has a lot of balls to do that, and not only to go do that to show the world that he's really like that.
Don't get it twisted. This isn't hate toward Floyd, but let's be real. He's been fighting guys with 0-0 records and still getting the spotlight, while his team insists everything's under control. As soon as the sparring clip leaked, Leonard Ellerbe, CEO of Mayweather Promotions, went into full damage control, claiming the footage was edited and misleading, insisting Floyd wasn't hurt and that it was just a slip. But fans weren't buying it. The video clearly shows Floyd taking a clean shot, his body language giving away what words can't. He looked shaken. What's even more telling is Floyd's silence. Usually, he's the first to clap back, but this time, nothing. And in the Mayweather world, silence speaks volumes. Interestingly, Mike Tyson did speak out. When asked about the leaked footage, he didn't laugh or mock Floyd. Instead, he delivered one chilling line: short, quiet, and pure Tyson. And the timing couldn't be more intense. Mike's been training like a man possessed, with recent pad work videos showing him explosive, focused, and dangerous. The contrast is striking. Tyson looks reborn, while Floyd's once invincible image is cracking. But this story runs deeper than a single knockdown. It's about the collapse of the illusion Floyd has built for decades, the image of perfection. No losses, no weakness, no fear. That persona made him millions and turned him into a living brand. But seeing him on the canvas, even for a moment, shattered that myth. It was like watching Superman bleed.
He hurt Canelo a couple of times, and he looked spectacular. Congratulations to Terence Crawford for that great performance, and man, it was a great fight.
Were you expecting more from Canelo?
I was expecting a lot more. I was expecting Canelo to knock out Crawford, to be honest with you, because it's a three-weight divisions. Well, he did fight one time at a higher division, but and to me, it's three weights. You know, he had to go up a lot in weight, and that's what I was expecting. But at the end of the day, you know, I got to give respect to Canelo. You know, he has done so much in boxing that it will be hard for somebody else to achieve and make. He trained hard, you know, and he himself, he said that he tried, but the body did not respond. And I've been saying that, you know, the body is worn out, you know. Canelo is young, but in boxing life, he's worn out.
And that's exactly why Roy Jones Jr. leaked the footage. This wasn't just a troll move. It was a calculated message. He wanted to expose vulnerability in the one man who's built his empire on invincibility. And now, the entire narrative around the upcoming Floyd versus Tyson fight has shifted. Before the leak, the hype was electric, with fans debating whether Floyd's unmatched skill and defense could outsmart Tyson's raw power. But after this video, everything feels different. The confidence surrounding Floyd has cracked, and suddenly, the question isn't can Floyd outbox Tyson, it's can he even handle Tyson's power at all?
It's wild, because like if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, then I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, yeah, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. Oh, yes. That makes a difference to people.
People are now doubting Floyd's durability, wondering if he can truly withstand the power and physicality of a heavyweight, even in an exhibition setting. What was once seen as an intriguing matchup has suddenly become a must-watch event. The mystery, the drama, and the tension surrounding Floyd's supposed invincibility have turned this fight into something far bigger than just another exhibition. It's now a test of pride, legacy, and whether the best ever can still live up to his name.
Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. He's actually he's moving weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. You know, he's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, you know, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford, this is his era.
Even Canelo Alvarez, who's been subtly shading Floyd lately, added fuel to the fire by liking a post about the leaked footage, and fans noticed instantly. It didn't help that Canelo recently claimed Terence Crawford was better than Floyd, a comment that already bruised Mayweather's ego. Now, with this leak circulating, it's turning into a public nightmare for him. One thing that's always defined Floyd Mayweather is his obsession with control over his image, his narrative, his fights, and his finances. Nothing about him ever gets out unless he allows it. So for Roy Jones Jr. to leak footage that exposes Floyd's vulnerability is more than just a hit to his pride. It's a personal violation. Floyd's the kind of man who would spend millions to bury a bad story, so the fact that this video actually surfaced means one thing. Something inside his inner circle has cracked.
Canelo couldn't really keep up with him. He was too fast. His feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
I feel like Bud damn near basically won every round. So
yeah.
Honestly. But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time for sure.
And that's what's eating at Floyd the most. Insiders close to the Mayweather camp say he's absolutely furious, reportedly calling up gym staff and demanding answers about who recorded the footage. Sources claim he's been interrogating people in his circle, trying to trace the leak back to its source. In response, Floyd has allegedly ordered that all future sparring sessions be held behind closed doors with zero phones or cameras allowed. For someone who's built his empire on control, this breach wasn't just embarrassing, it was personal.